information regarding the officers, their identification conditions would have to come from the Memphis Police Department. Do you have the individual's name? I'm sorry, which individual are you speaking to? We have not made a determination yet about his identity, so I can't speak to that. But it was a male.
Black male.
I can't. Any information regarding his condition is going back to come from the Memphis Police Department. I can't speak specifically to the evidence that is part of our investigation, but any and all evidence which could include video evidence will be collected as part of our investigation by agents. This is video evidence, something that could possibly be made public. As I said, I can't speak specifically to any evidence that has been collected. That's not something that can be done by our agency as far as releasing the video. That is something that could be done possibly by another agency.
Do you know what the officers were both men or both women, one man or one woman? Do you know?
Again, I do believe that both officers involved are black males. Any other questions?
Well, I've got
Sure.
any updates.
I will stick to this investigation and answer questions regarding this. Thank you guys. No, the library is not open.
Okay, you've been watching a news conference with Kelly McAllister with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
That's right. Right now, News Channel 3, First Day 4 starts now.
Oh, wow.
From WREG in Memphis, this is News Channel 3 at 4.
We've been following breaking news all afternoon. An officer-involved shooting at a library in East Memphis. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Coleman.
And I'm April Thompson. You have been listening to Kelly McAllister. She is with the TBI, and we know that one person is dead, and a Memphis police officer is in extremely critical condition right now.
Yeah, we have Team 3 coverage this afternoon from the scene at the popular White Station Library and the hospital where the officer is being treated.
Yeah, finally, we're getting some details from Kelly McAllister with the TBI, saying that all of this started as a call of a person who may have been refusing to leave a business. Maybe it did not start in the library, the initial call that came out, but when police responded to that call, they found the individual possibly in the library.
In the library, and apparently had a weapon and fired a shot at the officer, and another officer returned fire.
And we understand that that officer, who is described as a male black, that he was hit by gunfire, and he was taken to Regional 1. The individual
Hey,
who was
Willie
shot, who we are also
Spencer.
told is a male black, did not survive the shooting at the library and died at the scene.
And as we're listening to Kelly McAllister, she also did not release any other information about the names
Another
of those
black on
involved,
black
and she said all that information would have
officer
to come
shooting.
from the Memphis Police Department.
Right, and we have heard from witnesses this afternoon who described that the police were interacting with someone, and they did say that it seemed like it was out of hand. They were very calm, but something did transpire.
Over
Yeah,
a skull cap.
we have Team 3 coverage. We begin right now with WREG's Stacy Jacobson, who's live from the scene. Stacy.
Hey, Alex. Hey, April. Yeah, we just finished that news conference with Kelly McAllister from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. They were called in because this is a shooting that involved an officer. We just learned it actually involved 2 officers. Here is her version of events that she says, according to
Her
investigators,
version.
around
Let's
noon,
go.
Memphis police got a call to a nearby business. This was not the library. It was another business in the area. They got a call about a trespasser. They say that they tried to diffuse the situation. At some point, they then moved over to the library where they found the trespasser, and they were inside the library, she specified. They tried to diffuse the situation, talk to the gentleman. They said this was a black male. They tried to talk to him, and they said in the course of that conversation, he shot one of the officers, and then the other officer fired back. So that all happened inside the library, she says, and as we know from MPD, one of their officers was taken in extremely critical condition to Regional 1. We've had Ashley reporting there. We asked if there's video of the incident. She said there could be video. That would be part of the TBI investigation. That would be something that they're reviewing. She also said that it was a tense situation, and we asked how the Memphis police officers she's interacted with have been doing, given that there is such a tense environment right now in the entire city. And she said that she couldn't speak specifically to that, but acknowledged that, yes, this is a stressful time and things are tense with officers. So as of right now, she is not saying
Yeah.
why this person might have been doing what they were doing.
How did it get past the metal detector?
As a trespassing call that very clearly went very wrong and ended with someone losing their life and another officer in the hospital. She couldn't give any kind of condition update. She wouldn't confirm where the officer was shot on their body. She referred us to Memphis police for a lot of those questions. So those are still things that we are going to be trying to answer in the coming minutes and let you all know about.
All right, thank you, Stacey, so much. And of course, all of this was shocking for those inside the library. We spoke to a woman who went there to do some work since her power was out. And here's what she said.
So when I walked into the study room and I had just turned the lights on, I was looking for somewhere to plug up. And as soon as I saw the plug, I know I had my back to the door, and all of a sudden I heard 5 loud shots. It was loud. I've never heard anything like that. And so I turned because I wondered if what I heard was what I thought I had just heard. And so I heard the officer say, "Did I tell you to be still? If you move one more time, I'm going to pop you again." So I kind of eased to the door, and I saw there was a lady she was spread eagle on the floor. And I thought she was the one that had been shot, but she wasn't.
She panicked.
Another older gentleman came and helped her off the floor, helped her hide behind the bookcases, and then he took cover. I noticed that the workers there were taking cover as well, but the officers seemed to have everything under control. So as soon as I thought it was safe to leave, I left because I could not tell who had a weapon, who was doing what. I immediately jumped in my car when I saw that it was clear, and as I was leaving, another cruiser was pulling in.
Again, we've said it before, a library, which is typically very peaceful, very tranquil,
Right.
but shots fired, maybe as many as 5.
Right, and then what you don't expect at a library.
That's for sure. Well, it seems there was so much chaos during this shooting at a busy library.
We're going to go now to WRET's Jordan James, who has also been on the scene there this afternoon. Jordan.
This is crazy.
Hey, April, at the time of the shooting, we're learning that there were several people inside of the library. At this time, we do not have an exact number, but just through speaking with the woman who you just spoke with and a man who I spoke to about an hour ago, he told me that as he was walking in the library, he heard the tail end of that confrontation between that man and 2 officers. He said he proceeded to go to the bookshelf, and then seconds later, he heard at least 5 gunshots break out, and then once those gunshots broke out, several people started to take cover. That man said he had to pull a woman to shelter because she was panicking as a result of what unfolded. And when I initially approached him, he had tears in his eyes. He was shaking, which just goes to show how scary that this situation was for several people inside of that library at that time. And as the TBI said, and we've been reporting, 1 person has died. An officer was taken to the hospital in critical condition. We're learning through our colleague Ashley that he is undergoing surgery. About 30 minutes ago, I spoke to some more people in the shopping center. There's an iBank tower. They told me they didn't hear any gunshots whatsoever, but when they looked outside of the windows, they saw the police commotion and they knew that it was not good. When we first got out here, it was a very active scene. Police actually kept on pushing us back, given that they had so many officers coming and going, and there have been multiple agencies responding to this. The ATF, Memphis Police, Memphis Fire Department. It was all hands on deck at one point in time. Several lanes along Poplar were also shut as a result of this shooting, which now appears to be in the investigation phase as detectives want to try to get to the bottom as to what escalated things here. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. I tell you, all of this playing out very quickly, and now we're at least getting some insight, a little bit of detail about what went down. Of course, there was a lot of activity at the regional medical center where that officer was.
It's like, how do we know what to believe?
Ashley Paul is there. Ashley, what can you tell us about that officer, and are other family members or other police officers there on the scene as well now?
Yeah, Alex and April. Well, what we can tell you is that at last check, the officer remained in very critical condition. He was in surgery for that gunshot wound that he sustained during this incident earlier today. And you can still see there are some MPD cars around, several of them unmarked. Now you can see right across the street, these are some sort of law enforcement agency vehicles that are here after this incident today.
So I
Earlier
wonder was
today,
he a part of the
Jefferson was
Scorpion unit?
completely shut
Unmarked
down
cars.
to the public. There was also yellow caution tape up here to allow the family members to get through the doors in the most efficient way. We did see 2 women be escorted straight up to the door to the emergency room, possibly wives or mothers or daughters. We're not exactly sure what the relationship was, but it did appear that they were family members. So right now, you know, we're just waiting for the update on that officer. Again, from what we're told, he is still in surgery after that incident earlier today. Jefferson has reopened, and we'll bring you more details about that officer's condition as we learn them. But for now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Ashley Paul, thank you very much. Again, listening to Kelly McAllister again.
Wow.
She says initially this started.
This is
it
too
was
much.
A call from
Memphis.
another business in East Memphis.
Yeah, about trespassing.
Right.
And maybe that individual made his way over to the library, and that's where police encountered him. And that's when that encounter happened, and something went wrong there. And the individual told us he heard a loud thump.
Yeah.
And then there was a shooting, and he heard 5
gunshots, right. And there were also, again, we heard Kelly also point out that there were other private citizens in there in the library as well as employees.
Yeah,
so it had to be complete chaos at that time as people were trying to run for their lives.
Well, stay with us. We'll have more live TV coverage on the library shooting after the break.
And we'll check in with our Jim Jaggers for the latest.
Okay, I'll be back.
Renters living in homes that fail inspections.
All the wood is rotten. You got water leaks inside the house.
Homes paid for in part with